Well, Branthwaite to United transfer stalls as Manchester United has threatened to obviously pull out of the deal. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rook and David. This is the fourth video of the day, and we obviously we are less by one, but I think slowly obviously hit 5 on a daily. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Harry Maguire and Lindelof disposal plan for Manchester United, has been revealed, and there is another guy that United are yet to obviously add onto the team to obviously come and help them during the summer transfer window of 2024. Welcome to this channel once again, and we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. Now, I know very many questions have been really bubbling in the heads of many, especially fans of Manchester United, and asking that we are seeing the deal of Matthias de Ligt advancing and the deal of Jarrad Branthwaite Sterling. What could be the reason? Obviously, we have a journalist known as he's called Peter Hall. He writes for Reuters, Sky Sports, the A Paper, and Indie Football. He has told us that Manchester United are not expected to make another offer for Jarrad Branthwaite. They could change their minds should Everton lower their asking price. So, lots of stories were being put outside there that United were planning to obviously put in a second bid. The other week, they talked about it, and ever since that bid was put in and it was rejected, most of the journalists were like, United are still contemplating on obviously putting in a second bid. And others were like, want to really put in another bid as a club of Manchester United. But it looks like United are not expected to make another offer for Jarrad Branthwaite, and they've gone ahead to move on. However much they like the player, Everton have gone ahead obviously like a very huge price, and that is 65 to 70 million pounds, a fee that United really don't believe is realistic according to how they're trying not to spend a lot. Remember, we never performed in the Champions League. We are knocked out of the group stages. Then we went ahead to really play a very huge part in the failure to qualify for the Champions League, because if you had gone ahead to qualify for the Champions League, Manchester United would have gone ahead to anticipate close to 100 million pounds plus from the Champions League. But we got limited money, and we're going to be playing the UEFA Europa League, meaning that very few things are really going to be really put up to the standard. So Manchester United is really having problems into the financial side, and they really want to see to it that a lot really goes their way. That's why they are really in for Matthias de Ligt, who is for 42 million pounds, and they believe that the 35 million pounds plus that 10 million pounds of add-ons they had gone ahead obviously send to the side of Everton should be the same money they should use to obviously send to a team called Bayern Munich to agree a deal and obviously see a bid coming in through. Anytime from now, a bid of Jarrad Branthwaite, a bid of Matthias de Ligt is anticipated. You get? And Jarrad Branthwaite to Manchester United will only be considered if at all Everton change their mind and come in to obviously tell United that we need get us 50 million pounds, guaranteed fees and add-ons. I think that's when Manchester United will be okay to say, let's obviously do business. But as it stands, there is no reason of doing business together with Everton, because United are like, you are ransoming us. We are past the Manchester United you knew that bought Harry Maguire for 80 million pounds from Leicester to the club of Manchester United. So that is the situation at the club of Manchester United. And for everyone who has been asking me about Jarrad Branthwaite, United have threatened to really pull out of the deal, and if at all anything really comes up and they've gone here to pick interest, it will depend on Everton coming up and obviously allowing a fee of 50 million pounds. That is it. And for the side of Manchester United, I think they also want to get in those players that are really of good quality early enough that are not going to cost them a lot, because they believe they have some good money to spend, and if at all a team and if at all some players are really sold, they can raise huge amounts of money that might help them obviously get in Jarrad Brathwaite, because the money that Man United was going to use into bringing Jarrad Brathwaite was already there. It's not part of the sales that they're going to make, and if at all they never wanted to obviously see the deal happening, then they're like, let's go to Bayern Munich, who obviously have a player suiting that price, £42 million, meaning that United can make a bid of like £35 million as guaranteed fees and £8 million of add-ons. I think that can act well for the club of Manchester United and can feed the purse strings of Manchester United. Now, what players are going to be sold if at all this day is supposed to be facilitated? Because Manchester United might bring in Delete first, and then after getting in Delete, they'll obviously go in for the sale of Harry Maguire and Lindelof. And it said this is why it might happen. Rob Dawson, a United correspondent for the ESPN, has told us that if Lindelof or Maguire leave, United will push to bring in 2 centre-backs, although the recruitment department are conscious that finances are tight and the squad needs another striker to replace Anton Martial. Now, the budget of the club will really increase if at all we move on players. That is it. I've already told you that United has close to £100 million to spend, one. Secondly, they're having players like Sancho, Greenwood, Scott McTominay, and very many others that they can obviously sell and really get in some huge amount of money. Now, on those, it's Lindelof and Harry Maguire. And he's saying that if Lindelof or Harry Maguire leave, United will push to bring in 2 centre-backs. And we know United wants to bring in 2 centre-backs, meaning that they want these 2 to leave. If you read the story from Platigol, David Austin, and Fabrizio Romano linking Manchester United to the club of Manchester United, they said this deal doesn't mean that United is going to obviously move out of the deal of Brathwaite. This deal is independent of Jarrad Brathwaite, and United is still pushing for Jarrad Brathwaite deal, meaning that they anticipated that if we get in Matthias de Ligt, right, you sell Harry Maguire for like £35 million, sell Lindelof for like 20, so sell Lindelof for like 15. Those are £50 million, and at £50 million, Man United can get in any defender they want, and there will be other players to be moved on, like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, close to £15 million will be looked at by Manchester United, meaning that in that back line, if they sell 3, they can obviously get in close to £65 million, and at £65 million, they look to bring on a central defender that can obviously be played as a right back, into that system to obviously replace Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So we wait and see how that pans out. But Jarrad Brathwaite to Manchester United has told, and Harry Maguire and Lindelof are really some of those options that United are looking at to sell and really get to the betterment of the show. So as it stands, it's really very important to note that nothing is really gonna go untampered, right? Man United is really trying to do all the possible ways to get in a player in the names of Matthias de Ligt, and I think Jarrad Brathwaite, a player we thought was gonna come in first, might obviously not even come in last, because if they've gone in for Matthias de Ligt, that means United will be having Lisandro Martinez, Matthias de Ligt, Maguire, Lindelof, Evans, and Kambwala, 6 defenders, and they will be like, all right, we are having these defenders, and we are going to sell them. After selling them, we are obviously going to go ahead and obviously put in a bid and see to it that we get in Jarrad Brathwaite. They are really obsessed, and the only positive that Manchester United is having in this deal of Jarrad Brathwaite is we are the only team that needs him. Other teams are really hugely hugely packed into the central defense. Liverpool wanted to sign him, but there is no Everton can sell a player to Liverpool because of their rivalry that is going to be there for years and years and years. So Harry Maguire or Lindelof are players that are expected to leave because United want to bring in 2 central defenders, and if it's to bring in 2, then they'll have to obviously show us they are back at Old Trafford and see to it that all goes in as well. But their wages, especially for Harry Maguire, will obviously become a very, very big problem. So there is a man that United has gone ahead obviously bring in to obviously sharpen their sword that is going to attack the transfer window hugely, and it goes by names of Christopher Viewell. And this story has been broken by David Austin, and David Austin came out and really said the following: that exclusive, Man United working to appoint Christopher Viewell on initial short-term basis to help with summer transfer window. 37-year-old to lead expertise around talent ID, recruitment, multi-club model, latest step to build out Man United sporting structure. So yesterday we all got a story in. It was all about Manchester United knowing that Dan Ashworth has gone ahead to come in through the club of Manchester United. Now we are having Christopher Viewell. You know, he's a German, right? And when you look at his, he was born in Karlsruhe in Germany, and he has a license, a coaching license. And he was appointed technical director for Chelsea, you know, in 2021, and he left in 2022. He once worked with RB Leipzig. He was a squad planner for 2021, 2022. Then RB Leipzig technical director 2020 to 2022. Then RB Leipzig sports coordinator 2017 2020. Then RB Leipzig head of scouting, that is it, from 2015 to 2020. TSG Hoffenheim, in there for you, he was a scout. At Hoffenheim, he was also a match analyst. Then he was a scout and then a video analyst at Hoffenheim. So he has worked for Chelsea, RB Leipzig, RB Salzburg, and TSV Hoffenheim. That is it. He has gone ahead to work for those teams, and he's really having a very good go into that. So we are getting in a pan with a huge experience, and United is wanting to bring him to obviously solve some problems in the due course of obviously getting in what we call the solutions to some problems affecting this summer transfer window for the club of Manchester United. So guys, your thoughts on to Branthwaite to United transfer styles? Obviously Maguire and Lindelof to be sold, and what do you make about Christopher Viewell coming in through the club of Manchester United to aid us in these transfers? May the living to God bless you abundantly. A sign out. Bye bye.